getting a kill, and it just does not stop. Cognitive is 0-4 going up against the 5 complexity, so they are looking for a win. And, any team can win, but this is, in terms of statistics, pretty bad for them.
So I feel like the Renekton instant lock-in is both to deny that to Mega Zero, but also to deny him the Jax, which Renekton is kind of one of the most commonly sought after counter picks for that champion. So the fact that they lock that in right away is going to take just one more of those really, really strong champions away from Mega Zero's pool. But you never know. Maybe he's going to get brave and pick it up anyway if he feels that he can just outplay iDream in the 1v1.
Lee Sin is banned out as well. We've seen Zion Spartan play very, very well with Lee Sin, controlling the Renekton matchup. So one of the big counters for Renekton is out of the table right now. Mega Zero, I do want to see what he picks up. You have options versus Renekton. You don't have to necessarily beat him in lane if you can be someone who is a little bit more useful outside of the laning phase. And I do want to see what option he brings to the table.
All right, so we see they do get the lock-ins here for Elise and Thresh. So MIA going to be playing the Thresh. Lauda Mortis is going to have that jungle Elise. Now we just need the 2 solo lane pickups for the side of Complexity. Picks are back over here to the side of Cognitive Gaming. So they're talking it out, deciding exactly what and who they want to pick. They're taking their time here.
They have to reveal the AD carry, mid laner, or support at this point. Support, I think, is going to be the safer option. Same thing with AD carry. Why reveal the mid lane pick when probably can counter pick it, and instead just go for the easy option of AD and support?
And indeed, that is going to be the lock-in here. They're showing Caitlyn and Sona right now, just waiting for the final confirmation and getting that locked in. The Zyra is banned away, and they did pick away the Thresh. I want to say that Zane King's 3 most comfortable champions right now are Zyra, Thresh, and Sona. So the fact that, Zyra did get banned, Thresh is already picked away, that is going to leave him one of those super, super comfortable options, unless he's been training in secret and is ready to pop something else out. Nope, there it is. It's going to be the Sona locked in. So they've got Sona and Caitlyn for the bottom lane composition. We just need a mid laner.
And this is all going to be based off what probably picks in this situation. At this point, he could go for something safe. He could go for an Orianna pickup. Their team has a lot of really good pickoff potential, and I would like to see him go for something that has a lot of early damage to try and snowball an Elise gank. Someone like Karma, who is incredibly powerful with Elise, just because you combine the threat of the tether as Rumble and Karma being looked at now. I think Karma is going to be a choice. Karma's a good choice. It matches up well with Elise, does gank pretty much any mid laner well, because he can chain the CC together so well. At the same time, Rumble or Jax, this is the big question. Maybe a Jace pickup. Jace does do well versus Renekton. I mean, Mega Zero has a lot of options right now. And the question is,
oh, wow.
Oh, he's going for it. He's going for the dangerous matchup.
Very aggressive pick coming out as he just grabs up the Jax anyway. Renekton is basically, if someone picks up Jax, it's like, okay, what do I play against him? There's not a whole lot of good answers. Renekton's about one of the best ones. Mega Zero feeling really confident in this one anyway. He's grabbed up that Jax, and once again, we're going to be seeing probably playing that mid lane Karma. We did see it a little bit earlier on in the night. It was successful. Arthalon and To Be Determined did pick up a win over Curse Academy with it, and now it's back over here in Sane King, showing that he's going to pick Zillion for the mid lane here out of Zamfira, but I don't really buy that one.
Well, there is an advantage. Zillion not going to really fall to the tether ever, and then you have the fact that you can dodge the Elise stun so easily through Zillion just by speeding yourself up. The Jax versus Renekton matchup, a lot of this will come down to how a lot of Mortis plays, how Ziploc plays. If they're aggressively ganking, if they're making sure that iDream can't get free harass, or that Mega Zero can never in the top lane ever fend off Renekton and get free farm, then the match can easily snowball. But just base skill versus skill of the actual champions, not the players themselves, Renekton is so easily dominant versus Jax's early game. They do lock in Lissandra. Lissandra, a very good choice, can escape the tether even if she's hit by the Elise stun with a good glacial path. And overall, I really like this strong pickoff comp coming out from Cognitive Gaming.
All right, guys, so the final lineups are set. The champions are locked in. We do see the lane assignments here. It's going to be Mega Zero playing Jax up in the top lane solo. A lot of Mortis is going to be playing the jungle Elise. Probably has got the mid lane solo with Karma. And then the AD carry support combination is going to be Trooper and MIA playing Corki and Thresh.
And for Cognitive Gaming, up in the top lane, we got iDream playing the Gator. Captain Ziploc on Vi in the jungle. Zamfira playing Lissandra mid. And of course, for the AD carry support combination, nothing here on Caitlyn, and Zane King on Sona.
Guys, we're going to take a quick second here to shout out to our sponsor, Loot Crate. Be sure to check out Loot Crate via the link below the stream on Twitch. If you're watching on Azubu, you can check it out at naclesports.com. We do have our referral link on both locations. Loot Crate is a monthly subscription service offering the newest and greatest in geek and gaming-related gadgets, snacks, doodads, toys. They got all sorts of cool stuff here. Every month, it gets delivered directly to your doorstep. So do be sure to check that out. Also, be sure to use our referral link when you go check it out, because every purchase you make through there, I believe over 50% of the proceeds from that go to the NACL. Not sure on the exact percentage of that, but either way, you're supporting the challenger scene in League of Legends every time you make that purchase. We're going to take a quick second to get a couple commercials running here. When we come back, I'm being joined by Studio, and we're here to watch Complexity Gaming take on Cognitive Gaming.
Cognitive Gaming, they're going for an early defensive split over on the red side as Complexity grouped up. They got Mega Zero, just the Mighty Jax, a skin that's going to be much more common, just waiting for something, waiting for a pickoff. And I do like this aggressive start, because a lot of Mortis, Probably, and Mega Zero all contribute a lot in these early engagements. And of course, Amaya with the death sentence. If he lands that, whoever he hooks in is dead.
I think Trooper just boss bombed himself when he came up into mid lane. He looked at Zamfira, they gave each other stern looks, and then he just queued himself instead of Zamfira. I'm not 100% sure what to make of that, but hey, stuff happens.
There's a phrase that, it was tossed around a lot in the spring split. Trooper's bloopers. I kind of miss it. Trooper has improved quite a bit as an AD carry since Complexity had to move to the role when Brunch left the team way back in May. But I still miss being able to say the phrase Trooper's bloopers just because it sounds so good.
It's such a fun thing to actually say. But either way, hopefully for Complexity, we won't be seeing any of those Trooper's bloopers, as they do have their 5-0 undefeated record here in the NACL to think of. Captain Ziploc grouped up here with his bottom lane as they're setting up to take the blue buff. Looking like Zamfira is going to head over there and help give him a little bit of a hand. And thus far, it seems as though Complexity are not wanting to find out if Mega Zero really can't take on iDream 1v1 Jax versus Renekton. Although he is still up in the area, they do have Trooper and MIA there with a lot of Mortis as well. And thus far, it's a 4-man start under the blue buff. Can we expect this to be followed up with some heavy aggression?
It's definitely a possibility. I like what Cognitive did there. They don't know that iDream went top lane because he was past their ward coverage and he never revealed himself. So they never knew he was actually going top. They just took that guess. And it was a really, really solid way for them to start out this match, because even though it didn't work out, they still had Complexity playing in a guessing game. Now, they have a lot of Mortis going towards the enemy's jungle. They did spot Vi moving forward. So I would not be surprised to see the red buff get stolen, see a lot of Mortis roam towards top lane, and a 3v1 dive onto iDream up there.
Yeah, this is not the first time we've seen this style of play out from Complexity. They have Mega Zero actually follow a lot of Mortis around for the just a little bit, and then they have a lot of Mortis gets a little bit of help with an invade either from Mega Zero, or they send the support along with him there. So MIA rotated down from the top lane. We see a lot of Mortis is able to take away that red buff, and just like that, iDream is having to play extremely passively, hiding behind the creep. But he recognizes, you know what, Trooper's not going to walk behind the tower unless a lot of Mortis is right behind me. Mega Zero is getting zoned out as well by Captain Ziploc, as it looks like both of these sides are just going to go for as early a tower push as they can get it. A lot of Mortis using the repel to get in. iDream will get locked up by the cocoon. There's the flash flake coming out from MIA, but he doesn't have the death sentence available to him. Without that death sentence, they're simply not going to have enough CC to get Trooper into range to deal the damage output. A level 1 Thresh, frustrating Complexity.
I mean, if you look at the map, the exact same thing happened for both sides. Down bot lane, Cognitive chased off Mega Zero up top lane. iDream got chased off as well, and I do love the last second lifeguard taunt as iDream spammed the back animation despite having the dot taken onto him. So, pretty equal across the board. The question is, who can do more while behind, and will either team let up the pressure? Will a lot of Mortis keep pushing top lane with the AD support combo? Will Cognitive keep trying to push towards bot lane? I guess the only real lane right now that is an actual lane versus lane, an actual matchup, is probably versus Zamfira. And it looks like both of them dealing quite a bit of harass to each other, but Zamfira still having a mana pool, still having that passive to continue harassing, and probably has actually gone out of mana, or low on it at least, and out of health potions.
They're probably going to try to get as many last hits as possible to get that 4 mana back per CS while he has that Doran's Ring. But that's nowhere near enough sustain for him. And one of the things worth pointing out is, at this point, if Mega Zero and iDream do find themselves 1v1, Mega Zero's got the Summoner advantage, and he's got a little bit of a CS advantage as well. Right now, though, Cognitive trying to take down a Dragon for themselves. A lot of Mortis going to get the Cocoon down, Ziploc pulling off as they try to make this happen. A 4-minute Dragon play with 4 people. Very aggressive, probably going to get the root down onto Zamfira. Zamfira is out of mana. His passive is going to be the only thing that lets him get any spells off. Zane King gets stunned up, nothing here. Flashes forward, going to get immediately stunned up by the Cocoon as Loud Mortis uses the repel to get himself back out of this one. Captain Ziploc going to go with the flash. Vault Breaker cannot get the pop-up. Death Sentence over the wall isn't going to land. Nothing here. Thought he could get the Piltover Peacemaker on a probably going to juke it out. Got ice blood in the veins, ice water in the veins, even ice blood. That's a new thing. Trooper stepping forward there, got the Gatling gun going, going to use the phosphorus bomb, cannot pick anybody up. And the amount of aggression from both these sides is absolutely ridiculous. While the two top laners, they just, sequester themselves in the top lane.
Actually, Jax was down there, so I've been picking him a little bit more experience in CS overall, but that was such an odd engagement because no one's level 6. This was a level 4, level 3 4v5 duel around the dragon, and that's so uncommon. You could see the results when the members of Cognitive tried to chase down Complexity, and they had nothing to chase them down with. They kept going forward. They actually burned every flash except Zane Kings in that engagement, and they really didn't get anything out of it. Still, really interesting play from Cognitive to go for that early dragon. I like the pressure they applied because they almost picked up a bunch of kills. They almost picked up dragon. Had it worked out a little bit better, they could have gotten quite a bit from that engagement. But, nothing bad happened for them. They are in a summoner disadvantage, but if they can play safely, those flashes being down shouldn't be able to hurt them too much.
And there's iDream showing us exactly why Renekton is considered such a strong pick against Jax. MegaZero stepped forward, he sliced in, stunned him up, used the call to meet, got an auto attack, and then diced back out. And MegaZero returned exactly 0 damage. Probably playing extremely aggressively there, not going to be able to land the Mantra Q onto Zamfira, only gets the root out there. And right now, it looks like Complexity are just trying to get as much map control as they can get, while the 2 AD carries and the 2 top laners now sit alone in a lane farming up.
This is not bad for Trooper in the bot lane because he has that creep wave advantage. He can actually push forward, and there's no real way for nothing here to counter harass. He does land a filter for Peacemaker, but that was at the minimum damage it could deal. It really dealt nothing. So both teams are just trying to get some farm up, and in a sense, because Probably will not do that well versus Lissandra mid lane, as we've already seen happen before, by putting Amaya in that lane and Trooper just to solo versus Caitlyn and just push aggressively, they're accomplishing even lanes. And that's okay for them. They just want an even matchup. Renekton up top lane has recalled. He is in danger of ganks because he does not have that top turret anymore. This does give some freedom for MegaZero to actually get some CS.
See, iDream is going to head back to base. He picks himself up a Giant's Belt. He's going to be hitting level 6 relatively soon, and that's another really scary time for MegaZero's Jax. Sure, he gets a big damage spike as well once he hits level 6 because he gets the ultimate passive and a little bit of extra tankiness as well. But you have to say Renekton's ultimate, at least at the level 6 point, is significantly more powerful for those 1v1 duels. So MegaZero, he's not out of the woods yet, but he's had a pretty good early game thus far.
The question is, does iDream push forward? It looks like he's actually going to push the lane. He could have tried to go for a freeze up top side, but this does mean that MegaZero could have gone towards the enemy jungle, or their own jungle actually, to farm, and even help for a dragon pickoff, which Jax, even if he doesn't have a lot of teamfight utility at this point in the game, he still does quite a bit of damage to dragon with his Relentless Assault, which he should be getting relatively soon.
Exactly, yeah, it's very, very risky to start freezing a lane at this point. And right now, they're just having a lot of Mortis try to go in and go for that cheeky Elise grab. A lot of Mortis, he does have his flash available to him. He's going to need either his flash or Thresh to come help out. He doesn't get spotted out. Captain Ziploc was so close. A lot of Mortis might fall down to just the burn. If he takes a single shot from the dragon, he is going to fall down. MIA and Trooper, they pulled themselves into this one. They're going to try to take this one down before they get spotted out. Nobody from Cognitive is going to walk back over into the area, and they just barely managed to pick that up without a lot of Mortis going down.
Something I've seen from Complexity time and time again are these aggressive dragon attempts. A lot of Mortis usually almost dies in every single one, and teams, they have to start looking out for it now. There was a Vision Ward down from Complexity, but I think it's become the case where the second COL clears dragon, you gotta check it for a lot of Mortis, because he's probably in there taking it himself. In early pickup, it actually evens up the gold. So that was an advantage before for Cognitive. Well, ahead by a few hundred. The dragon pickup not that big though. That's kind of dangerous. Still though, it's an even game. They do have Vi up top lane though, and he was not spotted out by a ward, so Ziploc could go for a gank.
Ziploc's got the Vault Breaker charged up. Will he go back in onto MegaZero? He's going to be very patient about this one. Doesn't burn that Vault Breaker. Going to wait until the lane puts itself in a more advantageous position. The ping actually goes down onto that brush as they suspect that Captain Ziploc is up there, but they have no way to confirm it as there is no vision in the brush proper. Nothing here, getting a pretty decent amount of damage onto Probably, a pretty decent amount of damage. MIA, there's the Flay, there's the Death Sentence. Zamfira going to ult himself up under the tower. That's going to drop aggro. Nothing here is going to be the one to pick it up, and Zamfira is able to flash himself back out of that one. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, Captain Ziploc taking down extremely low by Loud of Mortis. iDream popping the ultimate, trying to chase it back down. Will not be able to pick anything up, as MegaZero is down extremely low as well. Looks like there was a dive going on as we saw all that action in the mid lane.
Damage pretty even across the board. Actually, iDream could be going aggressively. Could be going for this kill. They get the damage off. They're going for this.
Yeah, but it's very dangerous up against an Elise. Captain Ziploc going to get the flash. There's the red buff. First blood goes over to Captain Ziploc.
A nice dive, kind of unexpected because you usually don't see people go for the Elise dive just because she does have the repel, and that means it's about 2 or so seconds you'll take of tower damage, but iDream did not take a lot of damage in that first engagement, had full HP, had enough left over from the ultimate bonus that, guess what? He was safe to go. Probably will he make this catch? Oh, Ziploc takes the damage, but does not get the back interrupted. The last, I'd say, 0.5 seconds of the back are actually uninterruptible. Even if you get hit, it does not cancel it, and you can still safely go back, unless you die. That's the one thing that will stop it.
And you actually die on the platform when that happens. Zamfira goes through with the claw, gets the root, picks up the kill on the MIA. Just took too much poke damage from that Lissandra.
These turrets aren't protecting complexity, and they might be overestimating it a little bit, but I got a surprise coming in here for the members of Cognitive. They're moving towards that dragon. It's been gone for a couple minutes at this point. Still, though, that's huge that Complexity had that dragon picked up already, because if not, we would see a huge swing in favor of Cognitive at this point, because they would, I'd say, pick about 1,500 gold over Complexity.
So you see Captain Ziploc going to get the initiation down on a lot of Mornings here. He has no flash, has to use the repel, is in range to get over to the Wraith camp, so they will be able to make it out of that one. Probably getting the root down onto Zamfira. A lot of damage as he is continuing to chase down the Zane King. Captain Ziploc's going to turn back around, gets the initiation. There's the Assault and Battery. Probably still has his flash. Not going to use it as he recognizes he has MIA in the area. Mega Zero going to come back in, going to get exhausted immediately. Throws the Ignite down on Zamfira. Zamfira just going to back away from this one. Probably trying to chase down onto Captain Ziploc. Will not be able to make that happen. Uses the Inspire on himself as he tries to get back into range to continue poking. Will not be able to find anything there. But just like that, Complexity find themselves with an opportunity to potentially put a little damage on this mid tower.
You could try and push forward. iDream does have full HP. Sona does not have her ultimate, still only level 5, so once they pick that up, that'll be huge, but not able to really do much, I'd say, in terms of aggression. They could probably hold off an aggressive tower push, though. Meanwhile, Trooper gets a lot of free damage in the bot lane, as Nothing Here and Trooper have been kind of at it for quite some time. Thing is, Nothing Here can't push too aggressively towards the bot lane because that first turret is gone, and he would just put himself in danger for ganks from a lot of Mortis. So turret for turret, this puts Complexity in a slight gold advantage at about 500. Earlier on, that can mean quite a bit. Right now, not that much as the flash comes out from Zane King.
Probably can he get it up? Yes, he does! Just barely managed to take the Dark Passage back out. We see the ultimate getting burned there by both Sona. We got the Lissandra ultimate, we got the Renekton ultimate, and they end up with nothing, not even Prolly's flash.
A huge pickup. MIA with the impressive, just a well-timed lantern at max range. I was wondering if the auto attacks would pick it up in flight, but it looks like the shield was just enough. Mega Zero up top lane getting some CS himself. That is a huge play just for the cooldowns being burnt. Zane King is now, he's not useless, but he's going to be very ineffective in a team fight for the next 100 seconds or so. Zamfira used a long cooldown ultimate. The ultimate for Lissandra does have quite a long cooldown at level 1. The Frozen Tome has been nerfed quite a bit in that regard. Or there just was so much burned, and now it's Complexity's turn to try and do something. They can go for an aggressive dragon pickup once it spawns. They can just try and gank mid lane, which, well, there's a party there right now.
That Death Sentence not going to land on Zamfira, probably doing everything he can to just clear out as many of these creeps as possible. We see Nothing Here getting a lot of damage down. Captain Ziploc's going to join the rest of the side. iDream coming down from the top lane. Doesn't have his ultimate back available yet, so they probably do not want to continue the fight. He's yet to finish up the Sunfire Cape. That is going to be the first item for him, but he is getting pretty close to it. At this point, probably checking to see if there's any raids there. There aren't, so they're not going to be able to find any of that tasty farm while they're defending the tower. iDream stepping forward here. And we're going full arrow mode here as it's going to be 5v5 mid as soon as Mega Zero joins the rest of his side. Nothing Here abusing that 650 range, getting as much damage down as he can. Nothing Here just barely able to 90 caliber net. Both the Death Sentence and the Cocoon were extremely close, and if either one had caught him, he does not have cleanse, he would have gone down.
That would have been a huge team fight for Complexity too. They really need to wait until Zamfira and Zane can get their ultimates back up. iDream almost has his up. Renekton's, I'd say, is less impactful than the initial CC from both Lissandra and Sona, so they could have waited, but it has a shorter cooldown. Now, here's the problem. They're going to get the ultimates up, but Complexity will probably already break off. Probably is back down to the bot lane. Mega Zero's kind of hovering around the mid point between mid lane and top. As well, he's waiting for that big creep wave to reach a safe point where he can farm it. So now is when they would want to group up. Now is when they have their ultimates and their big team fight available, but they missed their chance as Complexity have already backed off very safely. Dragon has respawned though. They do have the timing on it. Amaya is now in quite a bit of danger.
In a lot of trouble. There's the Frozen 2 coming out. Zane King going to commit the crescendo as well. Zamfira picks the kill up. They use 2 ultimates, but they do pick up the kill on the support. Dragon has respawned, so they won't have their team, the 2 biggest team fight ultimates available to their side, but they do have the 4v5 situation if they want it.
They do have the Assault and Battery as well, so that's a huge ultimate for a 3v4 like this. Mega Zero is roaming down from the top lane, so if they want to take this dragon, they only have a short amount of time before it'll be a 4v4 without those big ultimates.
Nothing here, stepping forward. They're going to choose whether they want to get the damage down, they want to back away. They do indeed back away. Complexity now have the opportunity to get a crack at the dragon here. A lot of Mortis taking a little bit of damage from it. So much poke coming out from Corki and Karma together. So you see nothing here. No, Captain Ziploc rather going to use the Vault Breaker to put himself back over the wall. There's a counter pink coming down from Complexity. They do clear away that pink ward. And now they just continue to poke out. They do not want to start this fight up. iDream and Mega Zero have both rotated to the mid lane. iDream in a little bit of trouble is able to get himself back out. Zamfir gets locked up by a Cocoon, has to use the root, trying to get away from a lot of Mortis. You see the burst damage from Jungle Elise, even with no damage items. There's just so much coming out of that Q early on. Nothing here, and iDream stepping forward, trying to clear the creep wave away. Trooper does have a blue buff, so he is an absolutely terrifying Corki right now. Has not finished the spell pen boot, so could get a little bit scarier. But nonetheless, Complexity have managed to take over Dragon Control. They're trying to take this away. Cognitive stepping forward, looking like they want to get an initiation. Captain Ziploc coming in with the Vault Breaker. Will he go in? He's choosing waiting. Will not use this when it goes on to cooldown. Probably continue to poke out. Mantra Q coming out there. There's the root as well. Captain Ziploc going to get rooted up. Complexity do take away the dragon as Captain Ziploc try to get the steal. It's going to be Mega Zero grabbing that up. Captain Ziploc goes down to the rocket coming out from Trooper. Trooper now has the double buffs as he's continuing to pursue. A lot of Mortis goes down to the bottom lane to get a push, and the rest of Complexity move to the mid lane.
Trooper with the clean pickup right there. That was just smooth. Not going aggressively, not going too far forward. Gets the auto attack, gets the rocket off, and a huge dragon from COL. They knew that with the low HP Zamfira, with the ultimate down from Zamfira and Zane King, Zamfira is back up, but Zane King does not have a blue buff himself, so no improved CDR. They knew it was going to be just a free dragon if the team fight did break out. That's why Ziploc was so apprehensive about actually going in. That's why everybody was so cautious on COG, but they still tried to make something happen. So 1.5k gold lead now for Complexity off the back of 2 dragons and that 1 kill that they finally picked up in this game. I mean, the pickup potential is there from Zamfira and Zane King as we've seen in the past. The problem is once those cooldowns are blown, if a team fight comes out from Complexity, especially with the MIA had already respawned by then, if they wait for the respawn. Actually, initiation coming out.
Flash, Crescendo coming out, Trooper gonna get pulled away by the Dark Passage, Zamfir getting pulled in under the tower range, big play, Trooper picks up yet another kill, Prowley now finds himself all alone, he is exhausted up, iDream wants the kill, Flash comes out from Prowley has a lot of move speed coming out from that Inspire, iDream chasing it down, so much heal coming out from that W as it does, percentage missing health, a lot of Mortis getting forward there, the ace in the hole, will it be enough to clean it up? No, it gets blocked out, MIA up on the front line, will block that out, Assault and Battery comes down into Trooper, another huge Dark Passage, MIA playing out of his mind, that's the 3rd save this fight. Zane King now getting jumped on by Lauda Mortis will not land the Cocoon, the auto attack, not enough. There's the auto attack coming out from MIA. His Thresh was absolutely monstrous.
Beautiful Thresh play. They're going for these aggressive engagements, these aggressive dives, and the question is why Cognitive, when they went for that, they just set themselves up for so much kite, so much big play coming out from MIA's Dark Passage. That has been 3 lanterns so far that have set up either kills or saved a member in so much danger. And guess what happened is all that went down. The top turret got taken down. And it's too much aggression coming out from Cognitive. They seemingly got desperate and just tried to force so much in just too short a time span. The thing with Lissandra is she does not have that much damage until she finishes a death cap. She hurts quite a bit, but not enough to burst people down like they're trying to do so. And Cognitive now are in such a dangerous position, behind by about 5,000 gold. Complexity, they have, I'd say, better team fight at this point, just from the kite ability of pretty much everybody on their team. And probably reaching a point where it's going to be hard to lock him down, and his Inspire is going to be so huge for getting people out of danger, as well as MIA's just amazing Thresh play.
You see Zamfira, it looks like he's actually going for a first item Deathfire Grasp in this situation as he's picked up the Amplifying Tome, so is indeed going for that full-on assassin, delete someone off the map style of Lissandra play. But you just, I mean, we've said it several times, but you just got to give the guy one more shout out. MIA with the bookends that fight, both saving Trooper at the beginning of the fight, despite getting flash crescendoed and locked up by the Frozen Tomb. He flashed away as far as he could and then got pulled out by the Dark Passage. And then MIA with the last auto attack, picking up that 1 Wandering kill onto Zane King. So MIA, a huge presence in that fight. He's got the Sightstone, got the Boots of Mobility, has a Philo Stone in addition to the Oracle. Right now, Complexity are denying as much map vision as they can. And Cognitive, they're starting to slip behind. They're down 5,000 gold, largely on the strength of 3 towers.
He also was able to block, or not block, but interrupt the ultimate from Nushimkira with a play, I believe. Could have been a Death Sentence as well. But that was a save on the Prowley as iDream actually getting hit by a Death Sentence. 1 place from MIA.
iDream going to try to get away from this one, does get flayed back in as he uses the slice. He's going to fall down. Trooper goes on a rampage as he picks up his 4th kill of the fight. Zamfir getting as much poke down as he can, but it doesn't look like Cognitive want to answer this back at all. Complexity grab themselves a free kill.
Actually, another really big MIA play. He was able to interrupt the first slice of the slice and dice with a flay. So when that second dice came out, it just was not enough distance. I'm very impressed by MIA. He's improved quite a bit since the Mace split, and he is just carrying this game.
Big crescendo coming out, a lot of mortars getting locked up. There's the assault and battery as well. They pick up that kill. Captain Ziploc grabbing that one up. Trooper will finally fall down. MIA couldn't save him from that one. He will, however, be able to save Mega Zero as he drops back the Dark Passage and pulls him out. Probably just looking for an opportunity to get one more Inspire down, get one more slow down. There's the Inspire, going to give him the move speed. Song of Celerity coming out from Zane King as he tries to get him in. There's the Claw. Another beautiful death sentence going to lock Zamfir up as soon as he comes back in there. As the Ignite as well. Mega Zero dives back in, wants to pick up the kill on the Captain Ziploc, gets exhausted immediately. Flash forward comes out. Mega Zero grabs that one up. Zane King now on the run. There's another leap strike. There's another kill going down for Mega Zero. He picks up the double kill, and those are his first 2 kills of the game.
A 4 for 3 after that initial engagement. Complexity moved a bit too far forward. A lot of Mortis on his own tanked the turret for a bit. Trooper tanked it afterwards, actually almost dying just to the turret. So some mistakes were made there, but once again, it comes back to MIA. That death sentence locking up so much, delaying the escape from Cognitive, allowing Mega Zero to pick up those kills. That was a 4 for 3, and if you include the Renekton kill before the fight started, a 5 for 3. And just more kills and objectives just keep piling on to Complexity's plate. I mean, they're 10-6 now. They did start off this game 0-2, and it looked like they just weren't be able to pick anything up with the assassination coming out from Zamfira and Zane King. But like, it's not just MIA, but it's mostly MIA that is carrying them through a lot of these team fights.
So Mega Zero at this point has the Trinity Force finished up. He also has a Bilgewater Cutlass and a red buff. This is not going to be good for iDream. Immediately pops the ultimate, just wants to get away from this one. Prowly's coming in the area as well, so he's going to have the roots and the slows. Yeah, iDream, he has no choice on this one. Going to get a little bit of damage down, but yeah, did basically nothing there. Mega Zero rolled up into the lane and took down that kill.
A slow burn. The red buff as well on Mega Zero, meaning Renekton just did not have an escape. He does have boots too at this point, but unfortunately, going up against red buff Jax a very fast character himself with Trinity Force. This means you're not getting away. Zane King actually in a lot of danger right now.
See Zane King taking us so very, very low. Has to dodge out that Corky Rocket just to keep from getting blown up. Captain Ziploc going to be the first focus here. Will he fall down? No, not just yet. Trooper does manage to get that kill on the Zane King. Zamfira gets in the middle of the fight, ults himself. He still has his Anya's Hourglass as well. Uses it as the Cocoon comes in. Nothing here is going to be the target. He gets blown up. Trooper picks up the double kill, trying to chase down the Zamfira. Flash forward comes out. Trooper's not committing any bloopers thus far. He's just picked up his 8th kill of the game.
Did nothing here is flash forward after that fight towards the enemy team. I think Cognitive, it's really hitting their nerves at this point. After that middle engagement where they just lost so much, it's just been going downhill since then. 14-7 now the final score is Mega Zero. He's going for it, he's going for this kill. iDream, does he have any response to this? Gets the slice, gets the dice, will it be enough? No! King, can he do it? Yes! The crescendo auto attack is enough.
Captain Ziploc in a lot of trouble down in the bottom lane as he runs away. Trooper's going to be able to pick that one up, pops the barrier just to make sure he doesn't take too much damage, and it looks like it's going to be another tower going down for Complexity.
We keep mentioning what teams need to do to get back into this, and quite often the response is, well, the other team probably needs to make a mistake, and Cognitive, they're in that position. They need the mistake to come out from Complexity. That's because the late game composition with Jax, Karma, even Elise, and Trooper on Corky is so powerful that they're transitioning well into this. Karma may not be the burstiest of mid-lane characters. Like, you don't expect Karma to win a team fight on her own, but the utility she provides, the move speed she can provide if necessary for the team, or the root and the constant slow is enough to carry a team through late game, especially with the CDR he's already picked up from that team's Holy Grail. And this is for Cognitive. They had their moments, but every lane is essentially lost at this point. Everybody's behind, and then all the scary champions that you don't want to get ahead, mainly Jax and Corky, have gotten incredibly far ahead. A 9-1-1 Jax and a 4-1-1, or a 4-1-1 Jax and a 9-1-1 Corky, like the only phone numbers you could recognize are now on Complexity.
Oh, this is absolutely terrible. Zamfira going to step forward there, gets the last auto attack down. They do grab their second tower of the game. They're still lagging behind by 4 towers though, as Complexity is just taking complete control of that count. They're up, they've got all of the outer towers down now. Only the inhibitor tower is still standing, and right now it looks like Cognitive want to make a pick happen, and Captain Ziploc going to come in there, will not be able to get the Vault Breaker down. He's going to use the ultimate. Mega Zero going to get locked up by the Frozen Tomb as well. Law and Mortis going to have the Dark Passage to get himself out as he gets rooted up, and Captain Ziploc is not pleased with the animation queuing of Mega Zero's flash there.
That was the most delayed leap strike I've ever seen. Yeah, that was way after the stun had landed. Now Zamfir in quite a bit of danger. He is slowed up. He is trying to get out of there.
Zamfira not going to get hit by either of the stuns. Captain Ziploc in the area, just going to use the Vault Breaker to get himself back over the wall. Zamfira using the Zanya's Hourglass to try to time out the Ignite. Will not be able to do so. Mega Zero picks that kill up. And just like that, Complexity, they take down one of the hardest forms of initiation they have right now. Zane King still doesn't have his Crescendo back up. And Complexity, they're going to have this inhibitor tower.
Idream is trying to do whatever he can, goes forward. This is a COL to Meek. This turret will be going down. They're going to try to initiate off this.
Captain Ziploc stunned up, so much burst damage coming out there. There's Zay King's Crescendo, but it isn't going to be in time to make anything happen. Nothing here is going to be the next target. Mega Zero picks that one up. Idream getting in the middle of everyone is able to flash away from the Flay, but that looks like it's going to be a good game. Indeed, it will, as Cognitive get the surrender vote. We see now Complexity improved to 6-0 thus far in the North American Challenger League.
I feel like